Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back for another video. So today I want to introduce you guys to all of my current rescues, every single one that I have gotten within the last year. Because it is the last day of 2024 today. And so of course I don't still have all of the rescues that I've taken in throughout the entire year, but I do have some. But I thought I would introduce you guys to all of them, because honestly, why not? It might help them find a home. It's kind of entertaining. They're pretty cool. Although before we get started, I just want to say like halfway through this video, I will completely change outfits. But I didn't actually change outfits. But it's because my footage from the beginning of this video that I filmed a couple days ago actually got deleted. So I only have the end part, but I want to keep the end part because I actually like the footage. But yeah, okay. So why don't I start by introducing you guys to my first rescue. Oh, and also, don't forget, like and subscribe. This stuff helps me out a lot. Gotta remember. So these are two of the crested geckos that I rescued this year. And they came from someone who's somewhat of a friend of mine. These are both stunning crested geckos. And they both have a pretty good personality. So I definitely am able to use them for education. Yes, so they are two of the rescues I took this year. They are still here because I'm gonna keep them. But they aren't the only crested geckos that I have and still have. Let me show you the next one. This is, whoop, a super jumpy little crested gecko because it's young. This is basically a baby. And this little one belonged to one of my other friends. Still kind of does. Whoops! I'm hoping that she'll take him back. Boy, he loves to jump. I'm not squishing him, but I am holding you here a little bit. A little restraint. Come on now. He is the only crested I have that still has his tail. And yeah, he was just a little bit underweight and she was worrying about him and his eating habits. So he came here so that I can make sure he is eating and he stays on a good schedule and gains some weight. So I am hoping that she will be able to take this little gecko back and give her a really good life. So that's why she's still here. She's not for adoption. And she is so cute, but so jumpy. Oh my goodness. She's deciding to hold on to this log. So I'm going to show her to you while she's in the log. This is one of my female Amazon tree boas. And I'm obsessed with Amazon tree boas. I actually really like just arboreal species in general. And this girl actually also came from one of my friends, so that is why I am keeping her partially. And so I was really excited to take this girl in and set her up and care for her. Arboreal snakes can be a little bit nippy, that's for sure. When I first got her, she had a little bit of like a respiratory infection, so I just dealt with that. But she wasn't too bad. It was just like maybe a little bit whistly and her mouth just wasn't sitting quite right. I wasn't exactly happy with it. Not terrible, but like, I just wanted to fix it, you know? Next I have my ball pythons. This girl was a rescue a few months ago, mainly from somebody who actually rescued her from someone else and then decided that she didn't want to care for her long term. And I am a little bit picky about who I rehome to. I'm more than happy to teach people, like you don't have to know everything, but you have to be willing to learn and put in the like effort, time, money, everything like that. So that's just why I still have her. She's still looking for her perfect home. But she is welcome to stay here for as long as she needs until she finds that. She is super healthy, she eats really well, so I'm not too concerned. But she's not the only ball python I still have. Here is one of the other ball pythons that I have rescued within the last year and is still looking for a home. He's another lovely little boy. I wish sometimes that I could keep them all, but I just don't have enough time during the day to spend enough time with every single one of these animals, you know, long term. Otherwise, I would. I fall in love with every single one. But this little one actually came with the last one. They came together. They are still here together and they're looking for homes. So until he finds a home, he'll be staying here. I actually also have an Eringia carpet python that I rescued this year, but he's still sick with a respiratory infection, so I'm actually not going to bother him right now. One, because it's just not nice to see a sick snake. It's really sad. And two, just because I don't want to stress him out and force him to come out and be handled or anything like that. So I'm just going to leave him alone. But just so you know, I also do have one more, or another snake that I rescued this year that is still here that I'm just not showing. Okay, so this is Rex. Rex is, of course, a bearded dragon. This guy actually belonged to one of my friends, and she had me rescue him with two leopard geckos. Now, I love this lizard a lot, actually. He has so much personality. He's beautiful. He's very healthy. He eats great. I really like him. Here's the issue I have. He's not good for education because he's a little bit skittish, especially when you're first picking him up. I have had him for a while and I've been working on it, and if he miraculously becomes a calm bearded dragon and he wouldn't freak out around kids and he wouldn't run away and he opens his mouth and looks all scary sometimes, and that will just freak children out. He can't do that in shows. If he miraculously stopped doing all those things, I would probably keep him. I love him. But if there is a better home out there that pops up that they'll be able to give him all the love in the world, obviously I have a lot of animals, so it's split up, a big cage, the proper care, the proper diet, all those things, and he doesn't have to be stressed out trying to do shows, I would adopt him out to that family. Because the most important thing is really that they're happy and they're well cared for, right? And he is a beautiful and amazing dragon, and he really does deserve the best life. So that's Rex for you. If you do want to adopt him, I have all of them listed on my website. Everything is linked everywhere, so check my bios. And yeah, send me a message. But I do only adopt within Ontario, Canada right now. I'd like to ship, but some of them I just don't want anything to go wrong. I know we ship animals a lot, but I don't know. All right, let's move on to the next one. Here is the next little one. This is a blizzard leopard gecko. She looks like she's holding up for her dear life. Or leucistic. Now this one actually came with Rex, the bearded dragon, the last one I just had out. She had 3, so she had 2 leopard geckos. I did find an incredible home for one of the leopard geckos, so I did rehome the one. But I have this one who, again, she's lovely. She's a little too skittish for shows. So if I find a really good home, she can absolutely be adopted to a good home. All I ask is that they're loved and that they're treated well and that the people who are adopting them have done research and know how to properly care for them. And if they haven't done research, honestly, no problem. Just be willing to learn. I'm so happy to help. I just genuinely want them to be cared for. I do have 2 other leopard geckos right now. However, I believe both are going to a home this week, maybe tomorrow for one and later this week for the other one. But I'll show you them anyways. All right, so, whoops, she's sliding. This one is my most recent rescue, actually, for leopard geckos. She belonged to just a child, and he outgrew her. Guys are terrible to be handled. Maybe it's just these leopard geckos. Maybe I just don't handle them enough. I don't know. But they're so squirmy. Like, I'm surprised they're as popular as they are, because my experience with leopard geckos is they're just so squirmy. This other one that is the squirmy one right now, this one, I've had her for years. This one was like my leopard gecko that I tried to get to be good at shows, but she's just too squirmy. She won't sit still and let kids hold her. I've had experiences with other ones that will bite me, and so I took leopard geckos completely off my education, thing for now. Nobody can even book them because I'm just tired of trying to deal with runaway leopard geckos, bitey leopard geckos. So you know what? No. Instead, I'm just going to make sure that they find really good homes. This one is actually going to someone who lives in my town, and it's for her and her daughter, and she's so happy to learn everything I have to say and do all the research. She's been wanting one for years. So I'm really happy with where they're both going to go, and honestly, they're just not good for my reptile shows anyway. Amazing pets, maybe not so good education animals, or at least just these ones. This one I am so in love with. I don't know if you can recognize what this is, but it is a BCC, boa constrictor. That's what it stands for. Instead of BCIs, it's a more common one. It's boa constrictor imperator. This boa was actually found in Toronto climbing in a tree, and they are illegal in Toronto because they have a size limit, and these guys can get over top of that size limit. So they picked her up out of the tree, realizing obviously this is not a native snake, and brought her to, animal control, brought her to Tails and Scales, who called me and asked me if I could take her because where I am, you are able to keep them. So I said, sure, why not? They sent her up to me. She was pretty dehydrated. Oh, they did also look for her owner, by the way, but nobody came forward, probably because she was illegal there. But I didn't just steal her, I promise. They did look for her, for the owner, but nobody came forward. So I've got her nice and hydrated, and now she's working on just gaining some weight. She's doing pretty good right now, but she was a little bit underweight when I first got her. Definitely, like I said, dehydrated. All right, let's move on to the next one. This one has to be probably my favorite one that I've got this year. Hence why I got her almost a year ago now, and I still have her because I refuse to ever get rid of her. I was like, I'm never just gonna buy a Leachianus gecko, or at least not yet. And then somebody surrendered me one. And not just any, but an extremely healthy egg-laying female. She is perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better gecko. Yeah, honestly, it wasn't even a surrender rescue. I mean, it technically was, but this was a gift. This was straight up a gift from a random person. And I love this gecko tremendously. She is not friendly. She does try and bite at me when I take her to the cage. She's pretty good when she's actually out, but in the cage, very cage defensive. So I think I'm gonna mostly or only include her in the shows. People come and visit me, and they can have like a tour, and then we can take her out and see her then. I'm obsessed with her. I don't want her to get hurt or anything. Boy, she's so cute. What an animal. You know, like, these guys, they're just, all of them, they're so cool. They're so incredible. We take them for granted. Appreciate your animals, guys. So, this is the last of my rescues that I still have from this year. Anyways, that was a really good cat. Maybe you're looking to adopt a reptile in the future. Maybe you live in Ontario, or I get my shipping all sorted out. Consider adopting from my rescue. Alright guys, so that's it for all the rescues that I had to show you today. Sorry about the little switch back and forth in the timeline. I hope it wasn't too confusing. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, you don't even understand. I appreciate it so much. It really does help support me. And hopefully you will come back for my next video and watch that one and enjoy it. So yeah, thanks again guys. I really appreciate it. Until next time.